Ahoy there, mates. Welcome aboard the VHS Pirate Ship. I'm Captain Adam, and welcome to the show and tell that treats you well. It's Captain Adam's show and tell. A very Merry Christmas to all of you out there. I hope you had a great time over this magical holiday season. I hope everything went well for you. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I know I sure did. It was a really good time. It was just a really nice season all around. It was a really nice holiday season, as they call it. Because really, to me, I mean, holiday season encompasses like Halloween to New Year's. So, I mean, I'm having a good time that whole, through those whole months. So yeah, there's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, the holidays, and of course we are pretty much knee deep in Christmas right now. Although you may think it might be over because we're after Christmas, but technically, especially if you celebrate the old world style, the Orthodox style of Christmas tide. Christmas really just started. It begins on the 25th of December. It ends on January 5th. There are 12 days of Christmas, hence the song, the 12 Days of Christmas, which is known for its very elaborate and extravagant and bizarre gifts that this person is getting throughout the 12 days of Christmas. Of course, it is rather dated, so when the song was written and contrived, it was or conceived rather, it was those gifts were pretty fancy stuff to get, but now you're like, well, what are you supposed to do with all those lords a leaping? And with the maids a milking, I guess that means there's cows with them as well, because without cows there wouldn't be anything to be a milking, unless they're referring to something else. But I don't know. So yeah, that song is just a bizarre and beloved piece of Christmas lore. But yes, but today we didn't come to talk about Christmas songs. We came to talk about some of the things I received over this Christmas by some of my very beloved friends and family, and just got some really, really unique items. I would say all of which I didn't know even existed, and it's just very splendid. These people know me so well. They did such a terrific job, and I'm the kind of guy, and I know it sounds cliche, and I know, growing up, when we were a kid, all these Christmas specials or Christmas movies that always would say that, Christmas isn't about getting stuff. It's not about presents. It's about being together and being loved and loving and all this stuff. And that's very, very true. But as a kid, you're like, yeah, come on, man. But presents, hey, presents really count, right? Well, as I get older, and I'm sure it's the same with you, you realize that all that was true. Like, presents really have nothing to do with it. Now, it does help. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is really cool, and I especially love giving people gifts that I think are very unique to them. I think that's a lot of fun. To me, that's most of the excitement. But honestly, I couldn't care about getting anything. To me, that's the last thing on my mind. I really just enjoy the Christmas time and enjoy the people and just enjoy the feeling of it, and it's just a nice time. So really, when you grow up, you realize that Christmas is more than just presents. You realize that that's very true, as corny as it sounded back then, but it is very true. And so yes, I don't care about getting stuff. I love giving presents, but getting presents, that's also pretty cool too. Especially when it's stuff like this. And today I'm going to show you some of the very unique and bizarre, beautifully bizarre, I should say, gifts that I received. So let's get going. First, we have what could be the most bizarre things I've ever received, and yes, that is what it looks like. It's a tiny VHS tape, but it's not VHS. It's 8mm video. I didn't even know these things existed. I never heard of them, never seen them until until I opened this gift, and I'm like, what am I looking at? And so I'm sort of like just starting to research these. Apparently, these were what they played on airlines. First of all, I got Witches, and he also got me Addams Family Values, which is it's called Video 8. So I'm not even sure if it's the same thing as just the 8mm, because the Witches just says 8mm video. This says Video 8. So I don't know. I'm guessing it's the same thing. The Witches is still sealed, so I'm not going to open it just to look. But the Addams Family Values was open, and it comes in like almost like an audio cassette style clamshell, plastic clamshell. And look at that, it's like a little tape. I was just amazed by these things. I had no idea they existed. But anyway, the story goes, this is what they would show on airlines. Now, why they couldn't just use a normal VHS tape, I don't know. I'm sure there's some long story about that. But I am just starting to get into researching these. And believe it or not, there's not that much information out there currently. So, yeah, it was almost like he got them at like Santa's workshop. Like, I've never seen these before. I was just very, very overcome with this gift. Very thoughtful, because he knew that I collected like odd physical media, and this is certainly about as odd as it gets. Just a glorious pieces for my collection. Now I won't be viewing these because I don't even know what an 8mm player is. And I'm sure it's almost impossible to find a functioning one nowadays, because if you think it's hard to find a functioning Betamax player, I'm sure it's very hard to find a functioning 8mm video player or video 8 player. Yeah, I'm still in the midst of figuring these things out. I'm fascinated with these. Just fascinated with them. And he said that he tried to get me a Terminator 2 one as well, but it was just way, way too pricey. So apparently these things can get up there as far as price goes, because you just don't see them. So I'm so happy to have these, and just a tremendous gift. So yes, let's move on. But before we do, let me just say that like I said, I don't know anything about these things. I don't know if they were available for commercial, consumption. If you could buy these, if they were available for retail back in the day. Like I said, the one thing I do know is that they were used on airlines. So I don't know if places sold these or not. If they did, they certainly weren't around that much, because I did not see these at all. Didn't even know about them. So just look at them. They're cute. They're like little tiny VHS tapes. They're just really, really cute. I just love them so much. Okay, let's move on. In keeping with my love of collecting physical media, this same person also knew I collected audiobooks, and so here we have the novelization of the 1989 Tim Burton Batman film, the audiobook of this, read by Roddy McDowall. What a beautifully strange thing to have. Didn't know this existed. Would never even think to look for this. I do collect audiobooks. I do have some in my collection. I just sort of started. I always try to pick up one if I find one that's interesting out there in the wild, but they're really hard to come by, as you can imagine. So yes, now I have the Batman novelization audiobook, and just thrilled to have this. Didn't know it existed. What a fine piece for my collection. Just a great gift. And I guess I have a handful. It would be enough to perhaps do a show and tell video about my audiobook collection in the future. So this one will definitely be a part of that. This is a number one, so look for this again here on Captain Adam's Show and Tell. But hey, let's move on. Up next is a fine gift brought to me by Santa Claus himself with the Cannonball Run VHS, a Vestron Video 1982 distribution. Good old Santa Claus, he really knows what's going on. He knows that I love to collect Vestron Video VHS, and he also knows that I'm a bit of a fan of the Cannonball Run films, and so he decided to, hey, I noticed you don't have this in your Vestron Video collection, so now you do. Here you go. And it's curious because I didn't even know this existed. I didn't think Vestron Video put out the Cannonball Run on VHS, but here we go. It just got the nice, the classic Vestron Video logo. Oh, where'd it go? Here it is. So it's going to fit in perfectly right alongside all of my other ones, which I've already done a show and tell video about my Vestron Video VHS collection. So I'm going to certainly do some digging and check that one out. That was actually the first Captain Adam's Show and Tell video I did was on my Vestron Video collection. And it's a pity I didn't have it back then, or else I certainly would have included that. But there always could be a part 2 of my Vestron Video collection, because I do love Vestron Video, and I certainly plan on getting more of them for my treasure hoard. So yes, a treasure hoard, mind you, that I'm certainly blessed enough to have, and I'm very thankful to have it. And now I'm very thankful to have this. Yes, Santa Claus, you might be wondering, does Santa Claus stop by the VHS Pirate Ship? being that it's a vessel at sea? And the answer is absolutely he does. He comes by, and usually it's after he's done all of his other runs, and he comes by. We sort of just we sit, and he sits and visits, and we have some tea, and we talk, and this year we talked about Christmas movies and what his favorite is. If you're wondering, it is A Christmas Story, just because he just likes how it's just likes how it was done, and he even said that he has a cameo in it, and it isn't the Santa Claus that Ralphie visits at the Higbee's store. So it's not that, but he didn't say where it was. So who knows? That's Santa Claus for you. Very mysterious guy, and certainly knows how to give some gifts. And so here we have, the Cannonball Run 1982 Vestron Video VHS distribution. What a fine piece, and what a gorgeous tape. Excellent condition. Just terrific. Nice clean tape, no mold. And the case looks really, really nice. It's just. It's great. It's hard to find tapes that are in really good shape, and this one really doesn't have any scuffs, any problems, not really too many signs of wear and tear, and the ones that are there don't really matter. So this is terrific. Thank you, Santa Claus, and let's move on. Back to things I didn't know existed. How about this with my Svengoolie action figure? Yes, the horror host has his own action figure. Look at him there. Look, even comes with a little rubber chicken in keeping with the show. Yes, Svengoolie by the Super 7, which was it's a line of from the toy company Reaction. So they sort of make their new figures, but they make them look like old figures. Very clever, a very nostalgic look. And this is meant to mimic the, I guess it was from 80? I'm not sure. The Remco line of classic Universal Monster figures. It looks exactly like that packaging and the style of figure. And I'm sure Svengoolie would be very happy to know that it looks just like one of the old monster figures. This glows in the dark, just like that. Just like the Remco line of the Universal Monsters, they had alternate versions that glowed in the dark, so this one is just like that. It's very excellent. I love it. I didn't know it existed. I am a fan of Svengoolie. However, I haven't watched him in a while. I hear that he retired and somebody else replaced him, took his place, or he passed the torch to somebody else. But yeah, I haven't really watched him in a while, but I do like to revisit Svengoolie every now and again. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Svengoolie. I'm a fan of Horror Host. I think they're fun. Definitely, Svengoolie is certainly a part of the top of the list of Horror Host. So yeah, very happy to have this figure. Great look. It just looks like, it looks like it belongs in the past, and that was the point. And they did a good job of this, and I'm very thankful to have this gift. What a nice gift! And let's move on. Let's keep it in the same vein of action figures with the NECA line of Ben Cooper costume action figures. Yes, NECA or NECA, I'm not sure how you really pronounce it. Just a fine toy manufacturer. They recently put out a line of a Ben Cooper costume, the plastic smock, plastic mask, the classic plastic costumes. Ben Cooper was the king of, and there were plenty of knockoffs like Collegeville, but it's all very nostalgic, and this certainly really taps into that nostalgia, because it's just great looking. Just look at that. What an awesome figure. You know what? And if you like NECA or NECA, I don't know. If you like toy reviews from them, you should certainly check out Horror Cat Dad here on YouTube. He does lots of NECA reviews all the time. He's a very nice guy, very entertaining, especially if you like unboxing videos. If you like videos about showcasing action figures, especially from NECA, he's a big fan of them, and he does he does an excellent job showcasing those figures. So definitely check Horror Cat Dad out here on YouTube. A link to his channel will be in the description. So definitely, Horror Cat Dad, check him out if you like NECA figures, or if you just like entertaining videos. That'll really help you. So yes, Horror Cat Dad, check him out here on YouTube. Friend of mine, happy to know him. Very nice guy, very supportive. and he know it, and he deserves your views most certainly. So check him out. But yes, very happy to have this figure, and it's just very nostalgic to me because I just love Ben Cooper costumes, especially this line, and the first devil costume there on the line. They have two different devil costumes in this figure line. The first one I had when I was a kid, very little kid. This is certainly nostalgic for me. But the witch costume, which is this figure, I never had that one, but it's okay. They all look just tremendous. They had just such a great look to them. I just love looks like the artwork on like a traveling carnival funhouse, haunted house ride. Just such great stuff. I mean, this is a very great gift, very thoughtful. And it's funny because I just heard about this line probably a few weeks ago. I think they've been out for a while now, but I'm a little behind on stuff. So I just heard about this, and it's funny that this person got me this. So it's just very coincidental. And so I'm very happy to have this. I might collect all of them. I'm not sure yet, but because really I collect a lot of stuff, and I really don't want to start collecting action figures as well, but I do have some in my collection, and maybe I'll do a show and tell video about my action figures or collectible figures, however you want to call them. Maybe in the future I'll do a show and tell video about them, and this will certainly be a part of that. So yes, very happy to have this, and it's a great gift, and certainly very nostalgic feel. Gives me the warm and fuzzies all over. And hey, let's move on. As I just mentioned, I collect many things, one of which is old restaurant ashtrays, and this person who gifted this to me knew that very well. And here I have a Burger King ashtray. It's very, very old. It could be like one of the first few years of Burger King's existence, because just look at that logo, look at that mascot there. Just what a tremendous piece. I'm so happy to have this. Didn't know it existed. Again, many of the stuff, you know what, I'm going to say everything I got this Christmas that I was blessed to receive is stuff that I really didn't even know existed, and I'm just so happy. I'm elated. I mean, it's just, look at that. It is just terrific. Don't know what year this is from, and the person that gifted this to me didn't know either, because the buyer or the seller didn't know what year it was from either. It wasn't listed, but it doesn't matter. This is obviously very, very old, very, very vintage, and I love it so much. And it's curious. Yes, I collect old restaurant ashtrays, and I will be doing a show and tell video about my collection of those in the future, because I do have a good many, and they're just so nostalgic looking. I just love them. But typically, I would say, man, this would have to be the 1% of restaurant ashtrays that aren't the same sort of model, where they're smaller glass. This is like just huge, and I believe it's porcelain, and it's just like just a beautiful piece. It's just such a strange piece for a restaurant ashtray, and I've really never seen any of its like before. Usually they're all sort of the same, like I said, the same kind of model. There might be different shapes, but they're usually all glass, and they're smaller. And this is I just don't know what to say about this. Incredible piece. Very thankful to have it. It's just wow, what a gift. And you know what, it's a gift having you watch this video. I certainly appreciate it. We've reached the end here. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you for coming along with me today on this little show and tell adventure. I certainly hope you enjoyed this time, and I certainly hope you're having a Merry Christmas. If you're not, perhaps we can do some things here to get you more in the Christmas mood, or perhaps you're not ready for Christmas to be over yet, even though it's not, like I said at the beginning of this video, Christmas is not over till January 5th, but whatever you want to say about that, that's fine. But if you want to go back and check out, I did 4 show and tell videos about my Christmas VHS collection, Christmas movies, Christmas specials. That's a good time. So go back and check those out if you want to get more Christmassy. That's certainly fine with me. I certainly would appreciate it. I hope things are going well for you out there. I hope things are just rolling right along for you. But if they're not, I want you to know, as always, that things are going to turn around. Things are cogs in the bigger wheel of the greater plan and action, and everything is going to turn around for you most certainly, please stay positive. Keep your head up. Always look upwards and onwards. Look to God and trust in Jesus Christ. Everything is going to be all right. Please trust me on that. Please stay positive. And most certainly, be kind, be generous, be brave, and take care out there. And I'll see you next time, only on Captain Adam's VHS Pirate Ship. Very Merry Christmas to you, and Happy New Year. Goodbye, and God bless.